What's up, everyone? My name is Jared and I am from TechWorks, and today, not very unlike any other day, in front of us we have the Galaxy S9 Plus. So you guys may be extremely tired of hearing me talk about this phone, but seeing it pretty much as the latest phone that I have and can get my hands on right now, well, this is what we got. Until I can actually get my hands on a Huawei P20 Pro or a Xiaomi Mi Mix 2S, this is what we got, or until the OnePlus 6 launch. So we're going to be doing a little bit more on this phone. So we've compared it to the iPhone 10. We have done some basic comparison, and we have claimed that this phone right now is the best you can get. So with that said, this is going to be a video of reasons why you should get the S9 Plus or S9, but specifically the S9 Plus, and why. And coming on Thursday, we're going to have why not to buy the S9 Plus. So it's going to be twofold. I'm going to say the pros and the cons. And so today is going to be all the reasons why. So right off the bat, the first reason why you guys should get the S9 Plus over anything else right now is because it is legitimately the newest phone that most US people can get their hands on. So unless you're one of the lucky few that live in Europe or wherever else Huawei's are more readily available, this is the newest phone out there. You can get it at carriers, you can get it wherever. This is the newest. So every carrier has it. You don't have to jump through hoops to try to find one. You can go right to the Samsung online store and buy one, even with your carrier, but just through Samsung. Or like I said, you can go right to your local carrier store and buy whatever version you want of this device, whether it be the Pro or the smaller brother of the phone. Coming off the top of that, it is cheaper than the iPhone 10. So the trending of prices of these devices have obviously been increasing over the past few years, coming in with the first $1,000 phone in the US being the iPhone. So this phone is coming in right around $800, depending on what type of deal you get. And there is different deals for trade-in and free gifts and things like that, always happening with Samsung devices. A lot of times you can get up to $300 off for a device that you trade in with it. And the range of devices is pretty wide, going all the way to the iPhone 7 and obviously newer. Some of the older Galaxies are even included in this as well. So it's a good way to unload your old device and get a new one in the process. Next up is this is the latest Android with the latest Snapdragon 845 processor. So unless you do live out of the US and you get the Exynos version, here in the US, this is the Snapdragon 845, which is crushing benchmarks in comparison to the 835, as well as, say, Huawei's Kirin 970, and it actually is a little bit faster than its Exynos counterpart, which may or may not have to do with Samsung software. But neither here nor there, this phone is the fastest Android processor right now, and it also has some of the best benchmark scores as of now. Again, that has a lot to do with if you decide you believe in the benchmarks or you think that's just some hype. Regardless, this phone is the fastest. Coming right up next out of that, it still has some very useful features that people have. Samsung phones are like the kitchen sink. It's got everything. So if you like having your headphone jack, you got it. If you want quick charge, it may only be quick charge 2.0, but it's still there. You want some really nice pictures, it's there. You want to do fingerprint scanning, also still there, as well as your fancy iris and facial scanning from up in the top. Full screen display, a beautiful display on top of that. Some heart rate sensor action. You have your edge screen, whether you use that or not. And obviously you have Samsung Pay and all of the normal Samsung features that come with a Samsung device. So I say Samsung's phone is like everything in the kitchen sink because there really isn't a feature that this phone is missing that other phones have. You do have, whether you love or hate it, you have the Samsung experience, which has certainly gotten better over time. Before, when it was called TouchWiz, it was kind of garbage, and obviously it has progressively gotten better. You do have Android 8.0 on board, and I'm going to call this a Pro because some phones are still on Android 7 Nougat, but you get Android 8.0, which isn't 8.1, 8.0. Still, you're on the most current, I guess, generational improvement of Android. May it not be the latest and greatest actual incremental improvement, which is 8.1. Regardless, you still have that. Coming on to, you do have a lot better support than some manufacturers, as Samsung is trying to partner with local repair shops. Instead of sending your phone away, it is becoming easier to repair your device, which is also great, instead of having to send it away. So it's almost of an Apple-esque experience to where it is more readily available. On top of that, love it or hate it, you have Bixby, which if you're really into Bixby, this is going to be a pro for you. If not, I will actually certainly talk about this in my con video of why not to buy it. But if you do, it's there. And you also have the lovely Google Assistant, which I will call a pro because, in my opinion, the Google Assistant is certainly the most superior phone assistant to date. All right, that is, hopefully Siri does get some improvement, so it's more of a fair fight. But at this time, I don't think it is. I think Google Assistant certainly wins in every sense of the word. Outside of that, you know, the features of this phone, you're getting a beautiful, elegant design. You are getting integration with a lot of Samsung things. So if you have a Samsung Smart TV, if you have any of the Samsung Smart Things devices, it all integrates. You have the little quick quick toggles for your devices there. Screen share. You can have the Samsung DeX Dock, which is your desktop-like experience, which besides now the Huawei phones, this was the first phone to do that. You know, you do have, again, I said, a beautiful curved display, some great brightness of the screen, great color accuracy. Your photos, well, while it might not be the best shooter in every scenario, it is some of the best shooting from a camera all around. So I'd say if I had to pick a phone that was all around the best, I would say this one. And if we were to break it down into what is better where, this will certainly lose some categories. But all around, I'd say it's very good. So really, a lot of the reasons for this phone right now is because it is the most current phone currently. Until we do get some news from OnePlus, or whether you love or hate LG, news from LG, Google for the Pixel 3, or whatever they decide to do with that coming over in the summer. Samsung always releases their phones very early in the year, so it means it is going to be the first phone, or close to the first phone, to release with latest hardware. So I know the OnePlus 6, for example, will also have the Snapdragon 845 and probably be faster at charging, and it may be a faster overall experience due to what OnePlus does with their software enhancements. But right now, this is the fastest, this is the first, and this is the only with the 845 here in the US. Like I said, I do want to get my hands on the P20 Pro, but still that Kirin 970 processor is not as fast as the Snapdragon 845. So with that, guys, that was my quick and short little video as to why you should buy Samsung Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus compared to anything else on the market right now. So stay tuned. This will be released on Tuesday, the 24th of April. And 2 days after that, on Thursday, I'm going to have the video posted as to why you should not buy this S9 Plus. So anyway, I am Jared from JD Tech Works. Stay tuned for some more videos. I promise I won't do too many more on the Samsung S9 Plus. But please leave a comment below if you want to see anything in particular coming up, whether it has to do with this phone or not. I want to try to get some other content going in this channel. So anyway, thanks again for watching, and I will see you again in the next video.